Welcome back, everyone. This is MandoAllDay, back with another video. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at Martian Manhunter from DC Classics. This is the Target exclusive gold label Martian Manhunter. It's a little different compared to the regular Martian Manhunter, but again, in a bit, we'll kind of go over each figure and take a look at each one. And as always, we're going to be taking a look at the figure itself in terms of the articulation, sculpture, and paint, and if it's worth your purchase or not. But before we get started, make sure you hit the subscribe button to not only to support the channel, but to keep up to date and watch videos like this. So let's take a look at the box. Now, the reason I have two here is because my gut was telling me to get two because I might get the Target shipping, and lo and behold, I did get the Target shipping because you can see there it's damaged. Usually for gold labels, not all the time, but I usually like to have two of them. One inside the box and another one to open, but damaged there. Well, you can't even see it, but it's damaged on the bottom. Damage right there in that corner. And it's a little indented. I don't know if you can see it, but it's a little indented right here. And, of course, this is the one with really damage. You can see right there in that corner. Right there in the bottom right. The back is okay, but this is pretty damaged. Well, not too bad, but it is what it is. Most likely, I'll just return one of them and just have just one only for this one. But anyways, we'll take a look at the box. So this is what the front of the box looks like. The side. The back. The other side. Top. And bottom. Alright, let's take a look at the accessories that it comes with. Let's take a look at the accessories that it comes with. As always, they do come with a card, so that the front of the card looks like. The back of the card. And it does come with a regular stand. So let's take a closer look at Martian Manhunter. So this is the classic version, and I gotta say the head sculpture is very good. It's identical to the other one that was released a few months ago. I believe it's the Reborn. And again, I'll do a comparison in a bit, but at that video, and I'll have a link into the video for that particular video, so you guys can see the difference. But in terms of the head sculpture, it's pretty much identical. The paint's good, even in that figure. The paint, I like the red eyes. The lips good. The head sculpt, I do like how it's a pointy head. In terms of the head sculpt, there's not much to it. I mean, you do see kind of the ears. So overall, let me take the stand. Overall, it's a good head. Articulation is good. Left, right, up, down, good. Shoulder articulation, very good. Elbow, good. Bicep, it's good. Wrist, good. So overall, in terms of the arms, articulation is good on both sides. The paint, again, is just green. Not much to it. In terms of the sculpt, again, not much to it. You can see a little bit of the veins there, so nothing really stands out. Let's take a look at the torso articulation. It's okay. Not the greatest, but it's doable. I do like this chest piece here. Also, too, you can see the design right here. I do like the cape that almost covers his face. Similar to the comics. I do dig that. I also like the cape. Again, very, very simple, but nice look to it. And what I like about it is that it's not just one solid size. Similar to like Superman, where it's just like down. It has a little bit of a design to it. Oh, let me show you. There you go. See that? That's pretty cool. And I like how it's all like in one side. It's kind of leaning. You see, notice there's more to this side than here to the left. So overall, upper body articulation, again, it's good. Design is good. The paint, again, just one color, which is green. The blue just really does pop out. Not much to it in terms of the sculpture itself. The paint on the belt, again, very simple design. There's a little bit of a texture there. Small, very, very small design. The underwear is blue, very similar to the comics. Leg articulation, it's good. Knees, good. It's pretty stiff right now because it's a new figure, but ankles, good, and then toes. So overall, this figure, it's a very solid figure. And I even said it even in the Rebirth one. It's a very good, solid figure. You can't go wrong with this figure. But the main question is, what are the main differences in terms of this new one, the DC Classics, the Target exclusive, or the regular one. And I'll show you guys if you stand still. Perfect. I believe it's Rebirth. So please correct me if I'm wrong. But here is the previous one that was released a few months back. This is a common one, meaning you can buy it at Target, GameStop, or Amazon, or Walmart. And in terms of the differences, head sculpture is identical, arms identical. The main differences, obviously, one, you can see the paint. You got purple cape, you got blue. Obviously, this has black legs. They're the same identical legs. The only main difference, like I said, is just going to be the paint, which is green. This is black. Boots are identical in terms of the sculpture, but the paint obviously is different. This one has blue. This one has red outline, even on the bottom of the shoes. The main big difference is obviously it's going to be obviously the color, but also it's going to be the piece right here. You see the centerpiece? This one doesn't have it. But also, too, this has a cross. This one doesn't have that cross. It just has these two little things. Obviously, this has this piece right here, and this belt is different compared to this one. And, of course, the big really difference is going to be the shoulder pieces right here. See that armor right here? This one's just solid, essentially just Martian Manhunter. And, of course, the cape is almost near his head. This one, the cape is just right here, next to his chest. So, overall, these are the main differences. Everything else is identical. Again, like I said, the legs sculpture is identical. Boots are identical. It's really just, I don't want to say it's a repaint, because to me a repaint is similar to Flash Hopper Suit. And I'll put a link in the video so you can see what I'm referring to in terms of what is a repaint. This is more of like I don't want to say repaint, but it's a, I guess you say touch-up? I don't know how you want to call it or the correct verbiage, but essentially what it is the same figure. They just added more to it. Some paint differences, and that's pretty much it, because, again, the arms are identical. Legs are identical, just painted. Obviously, it's extra piece, and that's just like I mentioned already. So they're both good-looking figures. And if you're asking yourself, which one should you get? It really comes down to your preference choice. For me, if you were to ask me, which one would I get? I would go for the DC Classics, because obviously it's because the classic, but I do like that color, the colorway of blue and green. It just pops out for me more. But either or, it's really good. If McFarlane didn't release this one, I'll be perfectly satisfied with this, or vice versa. They both look good, but now it really comes down to what is your preference choice, and also to, can you get this at retail price? I say this because I've seen this already go on sale for like $30 to $40 on eBay and Mercari, and personally, I wouldn't pay for that much for this figure. It's a good figure, but not pay over retail. So, if you're wondering which one should you get, it really comes down to what you have access to. If you have access to this one, go for it. You can probably get this one cheaper than this one. If you have access to this one, I would say go for this one because of the classic. But again, that's just me. But they both look good though. So the question is, would I recommend the DC Classics, generally speaking? 100% yeah. I think it's a solid figure. It looks good. The paint's good. The sculpture is good. Articulation's good. You can definitely pose this figure in many ways, and I give it a thumbs up. McFarlane did a really good job with this figure. But again, they both look really good. It really comes down to your preference choice. A big difference on this one is that shoulder articulation, it's limited because of the piece right here. As opposed to, hopefully this doesn't fall. I feel it's going to fall. This one, more articulation because there's no shoulder piece. So keep that in mind. And that's a good, for those of you who like to pose in certain ways, you might keep that in consideration. But overall, they both look good. Fantastic figures. And yes, I would recommend DC Classic. McFarlane did a really good job with the new figure. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys agree with me on this figure? Do you plan on getting this figure? Or are you ready to purchase this figure? Leave it in the comment section below. As always, make sure you hit the subscribe button to not only support the channel, but to keep up to date and watch videos like this. So he includes an overview of Martian Manhunter from DC Classics, the Target exclusive gold label, and on to the next one.